Remember that this is the same Angel Reese who once confidently asserted that Caitlin Clark wasn't the only reason people watched the WNBA. Angel Reese was recently revealed by Caitlin Clark following her defection in the unequaled basketball league. Evidently, Reese believed she was the main draw. Fast forward to this new league, where Clark isn't even a rival, and Reese still fails more spectacularly than a bad sequel. She had every opportunity to establish herself on a new stage away from Caitlin's shadow, yet she lost her very first game because her attitude is garbage, her ego is too great, and her skill is terrible.
She got kind of overshadowed by Cameron Brink too. But remember, this girl was picked fourth.
I want to ask you, Angel, what's your justification now that the limelight was on you? The competition was controlled, and you were unable to deliver? How specifically are you going to defend yourself? Since your next great thing status now appears to be the next big joke, we're all listening to this disaster.
Girl has a chance to become a star, man, in this Rivalry, make a name.
See how Angel went above and beyond to fulfill the demands of the biggest Legal Rose basketball club on January 17th, 2025. The unrivaled basketball league's debut, big hype, and higher expectations? Instead, she gave the win to Vin Basketball Club as a housewarming present. Final score Vinyl BC 79. Rose BC 73 sounds about correct, but that 6-0 gap doesn't convey how messed up the game is.
Can't see that Angel did anything if they didn't show it.
Now that it has returned to this league with more fanfare than a Black Friday sale, their next big announcement turned out to be a monumental failure. On paper, 10 points and 14 rebounds seem respectable, but when you consider that she shot below 30% and that those 4 crucial turnovers were a dagger to her team's chances, Reese failed to step up, tripped, fumbled, and dragged Rose BC down with her. She had a negative impact on her team's chances of winning the game. She had 3 fast break opportunities, counting them as 3 chances to swing the momentum in her team's favor, but instead she fumbled them like they were hot potatoes, which was frustrating, pointless, and ultimately pointless. On top of that, she grabbed 14 rebounds. Yes, but what use do rebounds serve if you're just a revolving door for the opposing team's attack? Ryan Howard virtually camped out in the paint since Reese wasn't going to stop her.
Her fans are not going to be happy if she's not touching the ball. And you going to have, and maybe that'll be good for the league, controversy. But the Reese's Pieces not going to be happy if Angel just running up and down the floor.
Speaking of Ryan Howard, she gave us a flawless performance that, if it's possible, made Reese appear even worse. Howard had a 55% shooting percentage and dropped 33 points. That's what Angel Reese was meant to be, skill and leadership. When the fourth quarter rolled around and the pressure mounted, Howard took over like the boss, and she scored 10 of her team's last points while Reese was preoccupied with being a liability, stumbling around, and allowing the game to drift farther and farther away.
I'm so excited to join this crew. I mean, I feel like I can pull from everybody on the team. If it's coming from leadership, veteran leadership, Lexi brings a lot of defense. I've been playing against Lexi for a while.
And it wasn't just Reese who failed. Her entire team followed her down the drain. The contrast was agonizing, as Rose BC looked like they were playing pickup ball at the neighborhood YMCA, while Viney BC moved the ball like a symphony orchestra, flawlessly coordinated and unstoppable. No plan, no unity. Just chaos. Howard led by example and encouraged her team to step up because of her lack of presence and insecurity, which infected her squad and brought them down with her BC ranking last Byman. The leadership gap between the two teams was evident.
They go to rankings right here. So they got Lona Owls, number 1, Phantom, number 2, Val, number 3, Miss, number 4, Laces, number 5, and you got Rose, number 6. Come on, bro. Y'all know damn.
This was more than simply a poor performance by Angel Reese. It was a complete humiliation that revealed every weakness in her game, including turnovers, missed free throws, and non-existent defensive stops. It was like a checklist of everything you don't want in your star player, and the worst part was that she looked completely unprepared for the big stage. It's one thing to have a bad night, but this was something else entirely. In the meantime, Vinyl BC flexed on Rose BC from beginning to end. The teamwork, execution, strategy, everything was there, and they didn't just beat Rose BC. They revealed them as the disorganized mess that they are, with Reese at the center of that mess, fumbling her way through what should have been her big moment.
She's going to be a problem. She already a thorn in Angel's side because Angel thinks she's the cutest chick in the league.
It is completely disastrous to compare the captains of Ryan Howard and Angel Reese. With a career that exudes brilliance and a record that intimidates opponents before the game even begins, Ryan Howard's expertise as a WNBA superstar is indisputable. Angel Reese is still having trouble with the tutorial. While potential is admirable, guys won titles by execution. Howard dropped 33 points, leaving her speechless. In the meantime, whenever she was under pressure, she would react with the best of a car collision, bringing her team down more quickly than a rapid send. 12 occurred in contested scenarios, which is an ice in the veins clutch. Like a general, Howard oversaw the court, planning every action of Vinyl BC with authority, vision, and precision. Conversely, reappeared overwhelmed and out of her element, like a deer in headlights. The media hailed Howard's performance as PL Andery, but received harsh criticism for being unimpressive and unprepared on prime time. One was a masterclass in leadership, while the other was a lesson in how not to captain a team. The contrast couldn't be more stark.
Angel Reese had something similar to say about Unrivaled. When Angel was asked about Unrivaled, she said, "I would stay here forever. Everything I need is here, from massages to cold tubs to being able to have resources to workouts and everything."
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of why Reese was the weakest link in Rose BC's chain 4 turnovers for critical mistakes that Vinyl BC turned into 8 easy points. That's not just a bad night, that's a disaster. And if those turnovers weren't bad enough, her performance at the free throw line was an absolute horror show. She went 2 for 6. Those 4 missed points were practically gift-wrapped for Vinyl BC. In a close game, those are the mistakes that haunt teams and turn potential wins into frustrating losses. But wait, there's more. Vinyl BC's aggressive defense had Reese looking like she'd never seen a double team before. Instead of adapting, she panicked over and over. She got trapped, lost possession, and handed the momentum to the other team. Watching her struggle was painful, like watching someone try to put out a fire with gasoline. And while we're roasting, let's not ignore her defensive performance, or lack thereof. Ryan Howard didn't just dominate, she wailed into the paint like it was her living room. Reese was supposed to be the gatekeeper, but instead she held the door open and invited Howard to rack up easy buckets.
Breanna Stewart knows that she can beat Angel off the dribble. And so that is something, if there is a mismatch in the 3v3, obviously you want to take advantage of that, but it could turn into a game that's just kind of one-dimensional. Now, it does seem like they're running a lot of half-court sets. They have played.
Additionally, there is the leader ERS ship, or in this instance, the huge hole where leadership shot had been. Rather than stepping up and inspiring confidence, she vanished when her team needed her to rally them. When it mattered most, Rose BC collapsed as Reese vanished into the background. It wasn't simply a bad performance, it was a complete breakdown. After this game, fans, teammates, and pundits alike were left wondering if Reese has what it takes to wear the captain's badge. The answer is now leaning significantly toward negative. Cue the verbal equivalent of a sledgehammer was Caitlin's statement. Angel Reese's performance was disappointing. She needs to focus on the fundamentals before stepping into the spotlight. In addition to criticizing, Clark obliterated, and to be honest, she wasn't mistaken. Not only was Reese's debut underwhelming, but it was also a neon sign that flashed, highlighting all of her shortcomings. The public's response has been conflicting. There are still some supporters who believe that Reese has great potential, while others are nodding and whispering in agreement with Clark. She expressed what we're all thinking. Is there a bright side? If so, it's that her mistakes are painfully visible. The roadmap to improvement is clearly laid out in front of her. Stop freaking out under pressure, fix your turnovers, hit your free throws, and learn what it really means to lead. However, let's face it, none of that is easy, and the unmatched league isn't exactly a forgiving place to figure things out. So, what will happen, Angel? Will you rise to the occasion and silence Caitlin Clark, or are you content to be the poster child for unmet expectations? The ball is in your court right now, but if this debut is any indication, you might want to start working on your grip, because you have a long way to go before anyone starts taking you seriously. Start with Ryan Howard's highlight reel and work your way down, because if this is what you and your team bring to the table, it will be a long, embarrassing season.